Hello and welcome. Geez, this is the shiniest card I've seen in Ixalan yet. Admiral Beckett Brass here. Is it time? I think it's time to try to build around this thing. Some good cards here too. Ruin Raider might be the pick. If not that, then Vanguard, Aerialist, River Herald's Boon, Dispersal. These are all good, but check this out. Yeah, let's try it. And it doesn't limit us too much. It doesn't put us into any specific combination of pirate colors. Just pick two, and then you'll surely be able to splash the third color with treasure tokens that you're making. Yeah, kind of a fun first pick. Okay, red is one of our colors. Just pretend this is our first pick, and we got a good first pick. Beckett Brass is not... I don't know. She doesn't have the right stuff to be that tier 1 bomb. But we'll see. We'll see if we can do anything with it. Passing to Drana for life here. Other side of the table, we've got some Team Fan Zone defaulted, and passing to us a random magic player. Yeah, I mean, it's just so much better than any other card in the pack that the Monstrosaur would be the pick here, no matter what we took first. I guess if we have a really good Merfolk, even then, Jade Guardian's not that exciting. Alright, this might give us an idea of our second color. It could be Lookout's Dispersal here. Blue-red. It's not really worth taking Rootbound Crag, and Unfriendly Fire is fine, but it's a little too expensive. In a lot of games, you're winning or losing on your 5-drop, and if that's Unfriendly Fire and it doesn't quite get there, you would have wished you had something to do earlier. But Dispersal makes a lot of sense to me here. Even Sailor of Means is kind of good, but I like this Dispersal. Horncrest. Horncrest into Monstrosaur, that's a real thing. Yeah, not too much in this pack, but just the sheer power and toughness you get for 4 mana makes it worth it. And we might even give up on this Beckett Brass if the deck is good enough without it. Just kind of a funny foil mythic to see. You don't always get these foil mythics. Anything else worth considering? Direfleet Hoarder could be a consideration, but I'll pass it up here. Alright, what now? No pirates. We could make everything into pirates. I just had a moment there. Is it worth it? Could this be the combo? Oh no. Choose a creature type. Let's choose pirate. So all our dinosaurs are pirates. Creatures you control. Creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. I think we have to do it. Sorry, Dark Nourishment. I think we're gonna do it. Oh, this is happening. So that would mean anytime we hit with any 3 creatures, so first of all of them will get bigger, and when we hit with them, it becomes kind of ridiculous. Fleet Swallower, our deck's kind of crazy enough without this, but Depths of Desire helps us cast what we need to, and that's going to be my pick here over Unfriendly Fire. And save our Admiral Beckett Brass for when it comes to it. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that gets better with Arcane Adaption, which I've never played in a limited deck before, or rarely even taken it. Siren's Ruse, it makes Siren's Ruse a lot better. You just blink your charging Monstrosaur, and guess what? He's a pirate. Puts on a little hat and swashbuckles around. Not sure that's worth it here over a pretty good regular old Siren Pirate. Go for that, and hey, why not? Get a bunch of cards loading and pick a Siren's Ruse. So we're going to steer clear of black here because a lot of our good cards and combo pieces in fixing are in blue, and our best cards are in red. So Siren's Ruse here is fine. Another Lookout's Dispersal? Oh boy. And Thrash of Raptors, kind of a pirate. I'll take the Lookout's Dispersal. I like this card a lot. And if we name everything as a pirate, then we can reveal like Bonded Horncrest from our hand to counter a spell. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's for like dragon spells and Iconic Masters. I'm getting back to Ixalan. But you get the idea. If we have anything in play, then this will be active, including a Blight Keeper. Yeah, I don't want any of this because it's not our colors. But we'll see. I'm not going to avoid it all out. Pirate's Prize, yeah, that's a good one here. It has pirate in the name. Demolish, you can side in a Demolish in the right matchup. 2 Pirate's Prizes, just, it might be too slow. Oh yeah, Arcane Adaption deck. Can it work? Whoa. Kinjali's Sunwing is kind of insane. And then we have 3 cards, like all 3 of these would be first pickable out of this pack. Lightning Rig Crew, especially because that kind of combos with Arcane Adaption. Every creature becomes a pirate spell. Lightning Strike has to be the pick here. It's just too efficient. It's up there with Charging Monstrosaur on power level. Not quite up on that level, but it's about as good as you can do for removal in this set. And the Storm Tamer is another good one, but let's go for the Lightning Strike. Another Lookout's Dispersal? How many of these can we take before it's too many? We might be approaching that number. It's going to get worse and worse. And then we need to fill in more pirates. Shoot. Well, if it's not for that, there's not much else in the pack. I mean, Thrash of Raptors is not as exciting in this deck because in most cases we will be naming pirates with the adaption, not dinosaur, and we only have a couple of those. I'll take another Dispersal. And another Admiral Beckett Brass. If they didn't get the message the first time. Alright, I mean, this, I'll accept an easy, quick loss with this deck just for the chance to play it, but we're going to pick another Admiral Beckett Brass. Another fish, too. And some more counter magic, but the dispersals are just so much better than the regular old cancels. So much easier to cast. I'm not going to bother with that. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty far gone already with this mess, but Fleet Swallower is just not what we need. I'll take a Keeper. It's a pirate after all, because everything is. Deadeye Plunderers. That definitely is a pirate. I wish there were just 2-drop pirates that made sense in this deck, but there's not. We don't have the fixing for this nonsense. I guess we'll take the Plunderers here. Oh god. Another Arcane Adaption. If we get some looters, this could work. It turns on our whole deck. And there's 2 good pirates here. I'm sorry, we can't take the second one. We need a playable deck. It might wheel. The first one was kind of funny, but the second one just doesn't add any value to this nonsense. So I'm going to take a Storm Tamer. Whew, that was tough. Dinosaur spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So if we take this, we have something to name with our second Arcane Adaption if we get that back. That might be reason enough to play it. Also early Horncrests and Monstrosaurs. And I guess a reason to name Dinosaur off of even our first Arcane Adaption. That's tough. I'll take it here. There's a pirate. Angrath's Marauders. we've got enough in the late game. Sailor of Means looks like it's something we need in this deck pretty badly. It's our fixing for Beckett Brass. It gets bigger with Beckett Brass. Turn 4 Monstrosaur is kind of nuts. Let's do it. The Hunters. And just regular old swashbuckling. Storm Sculptor. Pyromancer is a nice touch. Rounding out this pack nicely here. We didn't get back the Arcane Adaption. Can you believe it? Or did I miscount? Someone else trying the same thing? Probably just no playable cards in the pack, and they figure, I'll take the rare. But we're going to make it work. Yeah, no, just basic lands. Sanctum Seeker. We could make all of our creatures vampires. An attack with this. That's probably too bad. That's probably too bad. Tell you what though, Wily Goblin, probably at its best in a deck with Admiral Beckett Brass. I could get behind that. It makes it a 2/2 at the very least. Sure. Gums up the ground. It's not your best value first pick, but it seems to make sense here. Let's see, none of our pirate stuff wheeled. This becomes a pirate, an unblockable pirate for Beckett Brass. Another foil mythic. Boneyard Parley. That's got to be worth playing in this deck. Get back our charging Monstrosaur, get back Beckett Brass. Not, oh shoot, the right pick might just be Seeker Squire, but not really. I could see passing that up just because we don't have as much early black, and this is double black, but by that time we should have treasure tokens and whatnot. Yeah, another Sailor of Means is perfect here. It doesn't look like much, but it really smooths out how this deck is going to work. Opt might help us too. And at this point, it's a deck. We don't need too many more cards here. Yeah, another Storm Tamer, and it's just so perfect with Beckett Brass to get a few good pirates into play early. Prosperous Pirates here over Contract Killing. Again, that looks insane, but the Prosperous Pirates works really well with our Lookout's Dispersals and Siren's Ruses, because on 5 you've got the 2 mana left over to cast these spells. Now, Contract Killing wouldn't be too hard to cast and is better in general, but here I like the old Prosperous Pirates. We can cut Sun-Crowned Hunters at this point. And Fathom Fleet Firebrand is a nice pickup. An actual, factual pirate here. Bonded Horncrest. With all our Sailors of Means and things, we can just attack in kind of like crazy here. Mark for the sideboard. Some decks just can't beat it. Rummaging Goblin to pitch our second Beckett Brass, or even get towards a Boneyard Parley and make that better. We don't need much more in this deck. Cut the Huntmaster, I think. Cut one of the Dispersals, although I really like that card. Yeah, take this. Dual Shot, another good sideboard card. Munitions, how about that in this deck? We don't have much we want to sacrifice. Let's see, Beckett Brass, you can steal a non-land permanent at the beginning of your end step. Take another Dual Shot. Alright, we need a few more cuts. I like most of our early creatures. Fireshrine Keeper on the weaker side. Arcane Adaption. Double Dispersal. With cards like Arcane Adaption, we're going to need cards like Pirate's Prize to get back our card advantage. Pyromancer might be a cut. Even Plunderers might be a cut here, because we won't have so many activations of it, and we don't have any artifacts in the deck to begin with. So we'll be sacking an artifact to get it into play, and then we won't have the mana left over to activate it. So not at its best in this version of a pirate deck. And that leaves us with a nice curve like this. We have the power to win the late game between our Admirals and Boneyard Parley. We've got the power to win the late game with charging Monstrosaur. Really, that's a mid-game, just can you deal with it, and if not, you lose. So how about this? Leaving 2 swamps, go up to 6 mountains, and then call it a deck. It's probably not enough mountains for Wily Goblin. I'm sure we'll make it work. This whole deck's just not enough of anything. Oh well, it's kind of fun to play Magic sometimes not expecting to win, because you get bonus points for actually winning if you can pull it off. SPL 114 takes the play. Keep this fine looking hand here. Not much to hold up on turn 1 for blue, but you've got Dual Shot for red. And they play right into it. That thing's going to get a little too big to deal with, and I don't want them to get even a little bit of mana off it, so we'll use our best spell to kill it. They've got another one. Dual Shot would be so good here. But instead, let's watch out. Beckett Brass off the top. Pyromancer. Pyromancer. Let's pitch it. Let's throw it out. I want to draw some better stuff. And it fills up our graveyard for Boneyard Parley. Thrash of Raptors. We're going to have to counter their first actual dinosaur, or their next dinosaur rather. So let's put in Sailor of Means, which is a good one to block with in the first place. And then we can always, and a good one to bring back with Storm Sculptor. So yeah, counter this. No attacks, they say. Alright, alright. Bonded Horncrest has a little friend to block with. It's a fine trade here. They can kill one of our guys. Oh no, they don't even have a dinosaur right away. Or rather, the next dinosaur. Oh, they do have one. Oh well. So, do we want to take 5 here? Or do we want to kill the Thrash by trading it with our Horncrest? Because we're attacking them back for 5. Yeah, I think we're kind of on the defensive here. Beckett Brass, we did it. He wasn't even a pirate, so did not matter. Old Becky here. I don't even know what to do with it, really. Make a bigger, better blocker. And a bigger attacker. Yeah, sounds good to me. 2/5 blocker. Jade Guardian. That's not one we can steal with Beckett Brass. And they still have a pretty good blocker for a lot of our stuff here, but we're getting in 3 a turn. We're at a healthy 20 life. can get our Sailor of Means Blunk back. Tempting to blink back Siren Lookout to charge through our deck to churn it up. Oh no. Oh, it's almost good. Actually, it is pretty good here. I should just cast it. It gets in another damage with Storm Sculptor. Let's say we attack with everything. They could block Beckett Brass with the Dagger Tooth, Sailor of Means with the Diviner. Or we could just get in 7 here and hope to survive their attack. I think we do survive their attack. 0 cards. They hit with 3, that's 18. We just have to block 2. 2 small ones. We should be fine, but I do like playing this out. This card should definitely not be in our deck because so many of our creatures are already pirates that it adds very little. But the good news is we have 2 unblockable lethal creatures next turn. So there. Hopefully they didn't just draw something to kill us, because it certainly could be. Any pump spell would do it, I imagine. Land does not do it. They're definitely dead if they drew land or a creature. Cool. They have a big dinosaur. I want dual shot because that can kill a lot of those pesky guys before they get going. I'm taking out Arcane Adaption. I'm sorry. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough. But they have a lot of dinosaurs and things that we could counter and then play ourselves. We could even cut Beckett Brass number 2. Pirate's Prize might be slow. Do we put in another Dispersal? Sure. On the draw, you can draw more cards to begin with, so the prize gets a bit worse. Being on the draw is kind of like already casting a prize. Yeah, good hand here. Ooh, even better with that Monstrosaur to look forward to. I like saving Dispersal and not giving away that we might have something like that. We can always bounce back something hard to deal with here. Ooh, now that is interesting. Slash of Talons. But I want my Storm Tamer. Let's just counter it. They have another one. That'd be too good. That would be rich. Branchwalker's always good. Finding them a forest, so they're way ahead of the game. Not when I want to bounce for them. Get more value from it. But we'll leave up our blue to protect our Fleet Firebrand if it comes to it. Yeah, you can have your 2 damage. There's very few raid critters that I'd be worried about here. Okay, pretty easy attack with the Firebrand. They might get a dinosaur anyway, so we won't be able to block with it. I'll play our Horncrest. Drawing land here would be sick. And I like them using 2 of their mana on a turn where they could potentially cast a 5-drop. So with our shields down, this means they're just not going to do something that good. And they're putting Vampire Zeal on top and playing a Plains. So I think we're in good shape here. Okay. Attack for 3, you got it. Means we can attack back for 1. land. Bam. Easy game. Not much I'm worried about here. They don't have Vampire Zeal in their hand yet. No reason really to attack with the Firebrand. Maybe we can bounce stuff next turn. And I imagine they'll trade off with the Monster Soar or something like that. That was pretty good for them to do there. But I'm just going to take down the Diviner and the Companion. Better yet, let's take down the powerful creatures. They get to pump next turn. They'll pump the Diviner, and then we can bounce it back to their hand. And this kills the dinosaur for this thing. Yeah. I guess that works. It is a format of power, not toughness. Cool. Let's get him. They can't block our flyer. Everything else they'll try to team up on can just be interrupted by our hand. Now that they have Vampire Zeal. Sure. And we can do one pump and cast both spells as long as we cast Depths of Desire first. And that's an easy block to deal with because we just pass priority. And they want to save their Drover. Let's see. Storm Tamer will counter a spell or ability that targets us or a creature we control. I'm just going to pump here and then pass. And they say that's fine. Well, it's fine with me too. Trading up. Territorial Hammerskull. I think that's fine. Right? Yeah, that's fine. Pausing so long. It might give away that we have a counterspell. But it really is fine, right? Oh, it makes the Drover bigger, so I guess that's a thing. It's still not going to go well for them because we'll bounce back the Hammerskull, or even the Drover, but I guess the Hammerskull. And they won't be able to make the Drover big enough. First strike, well, sorry. It's still going to be a 3/3 here. So they just got 3 for 1. Nice. All right, on to match 2. And if we draw the good cards in our deck, we'll be sure to win. Round 2 versus Magic Player 1151. I think that's the same Magic Player we saw in our draft. So maybe they have our other adaptive, or whatever it's called. I don't even know what the card is called. Hopefully we don't see it to find out. Arcane Adaptation? Is that right? I don't know about this hand, but shoot, could be worse, right? Actually, it gets pretty good, especially if they pump up their Deeproot Warrior here. No, they'll just keep... Ooh, that's a good one. We shouldn't have passed so many good cards in this draft. Yeah. So they missed a 3rd land drop. They're just not playing very many lands, and it's going to work out pretty well for them here. But what I will do is bounce back... Oh shoot, I'm going to bounce back the this guy so that we can strike down this guy, otherwise the other guy's too big. Yeah, that'll do it. And drawing red there is perfect. So we strike down this thing so they can't attack and make a 2-3 next turn, and then things get interesting. It'd be nice to have an attacker, so I'm going to use our precious treasure here, and then we might be able to take down a 2 toughness creature this next turn, pending a land drop. Come on, land. Oh yeah. It's not even clear that's the best thing we can do, but it's certainly pretty good, and they might be looking for another raid trigger in their blue-green merfolk deck somehow. Shapers doesn't really get online yet. And there's no way they block. No, there is a way they block here. They would block if they had a +0/+3 pump spell. So I'm thinking the safest way to play this, of anything, is to play Prosperous Pirates first, so we're not stuck without mana to cast it second main. Because I don't think they block here unless they have that spell. They do have it. But we still have to force them to use it. Yeah. Dive down. Yeah, it's not the best trade in the world, but it is a trade. Now they're just going to attack for and threaten 4 damage, which is fine. Stormfleet's back. Wow, we're already losing this game again. Wouldn't you know it? Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can sort of kill us in 2 turns, but we can kill them in 2 turns if we get out this Beckett Brass. And our treasure can cast our Bonded Horncrest. So it's all working out pretty well here. They can go ahead and double block the Pyromancer, but I wouldn't recommend that. They could have another River Herald's Boon. That's also not great. Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty close game. It just really depends on what they have and what we draw. And if they have nothing and we draw something, we've probably got this game. Close. If we kept our last pirate, we would have been hitting for 3 pirate creature damage and then be stealing something this turn. I wonder if we'll steal something this whole tournament. If you have that commanding of a board position, usually the opponent concedes before you get a chance to take anything. Any 2 of our creatures are lethal next turn. This is 9 damage, potentially, and they're going to hold back to block. See if Opt helps. Siren's Ruse, yeah. That's an easy top here. I'm not going to use it yet. We've just got to go all out. Attack with everything. And they get to block something. And depending on what they block, we could either blink the thing they block, or blink the Pyromancer after combat to make sure we get in a kill. Yeah, so it looks like the second option is better. Right. Oh no, it doesn't work anymore. We'll have to blink Beckett Brass now. So she'll come back in, but the problem with Siren's Ruse post-combat. Well, a couple of problems with it. They could always pump the Shapers to survive the 2 damage. But if we do it after damage, then Beckett Brass will be dead, and the Pyromancer will also be dead. Keep all this stuff in mind. Yeah, Siren's Ruse. They only have 1 card left. Hopefully it's not good. That's all I can say. So they pumped the Aerialist, so that trades. Their Shapers lives. They're left with the Shapers, and we're left with 3 creatures. And a snazzy island to bluff. So 3 lethal creatures, they've got 2 in hand. Did we squeak by here? That's the question. Yes, we got there. All right, Beckett Brass. That wasn't even our foil copy. So when we cast our foil copy, they'll scratch their heads like, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. Lookout's Dispersal. We need more of those. Their cards are too good. Dual shots don't really do it. Yeah, looks like the right stuff. I'll go along the same reasoning and cut a Pirate's Prize here. Same reasoning as match 1. Arcane Adaption. Well, Arcane Adaption is still in the deck. We've got to at least show each opponent that we have it to really rub it in so that they know they lost to it. They lost to a deck with Arcane Adaption. I think someone did something pretty cool in Standard with it, where you get the little dude that can reveal a dinosaur from your hand to gain life each turn. So all your creatures become dinosaurs anywhere they are. Opponent's mulliganing, we'll keep. And then they also had the Horse Lord that every time you gain life or whatever, you get a indestructible horse. I don't know, it was some crazy nonsense. So all of their horses were also dinosaurs. Super synergy. All right, let's opt here. Maybe we'll find a second color of mana. Yeah, we did it. Okay. Carefully lay it out there. Ooh, they've got all their mana. Sultai. Did we see black game 1? If only I was paying attention. Oh, what did they find? They also found another Siren Lookout. It's got to be Sailor of Means here. We're only taking 2. It's, you know what it's for? They're splashing black for Mark of the Vampire. It's just 100%. Or Vraska. Hopefully not Vraska. Hopefully not Vraska. What do they find now? A third one? Oh, this wasn't the second one. Okay. Just looked like it was. In any case, I kind of like this Pirates. Yeah, I really do like the Pirates here. It holds out Dispersal for this next turn, which might be worthwhile. And then we lose out on Beckett Brass the next turn. Oof, but we still have depths to get that black mana. Right. Yeah, no point attacking here. I mean, we can't block, so bluff attacking would be fine. But what are we bluffing anyway? I'm not going to counter Siren's Lookout. I really want Beckett Brass to land next turn, and they won't know about our Lookout. They get Island. They already played their land, which was Unknown Shores. Pretty sure. Yeah. Can always check. We take 4, which is not a ton of fun, but I guess it works. One of their 3 cards is an island. Take this nonsense. And they'll just pass it. So good. It is working out, and we might even have some interaction here coming up shortly. If anything, we should just tap 2 red, given what we have going on here. Should we cast the foil one? No, we shouldn't actually. That gives away information that we don't need to give away here. And they say, yep, can't do much about that. And we say, attack you for 6. And they say, cast a spell. Get 1/1. +1/+1. And we say, shoot, what do we say? We could counter it and hold up our treasure, or bounce it. Bouncing it could make it bigger. I think we counter it. We can always bounce something else. I'll just take it. Oh no, it's another Beckett Brass. Oh, Mark. So good. Okay, so we saved, I think we saved the right one there. As it turns out, and it was black for Mark. Can't block any of this. So we're down to 7, but we've got the right stuff. Oops, not Beckett Brass. We've got the right stuff going on here. In fact, we've got 3 pirates in play. For goodness sake. So we're going to hit with 3 pirates. They must have some nonsense, like the 2-mana bounce spell. That's all I can think of here. And we're just going to steal the lookout. They're like, oh, I didn't plan this out. I'm not used to playing against Admiral Beckett Brass. I'll get used to it. There's a new pirate in town. She doesn't take orders from anybody. Wily Goblin, get out of here. Demoted. So what do? We get a non-land permanent, so we could take Mark of the Vampire, which I wouldn't recommend. Siren Lookout. I think we take the Siren Lookout, and if something goes wrong, we still have depths up. Dive down. So we would be dead. We would be dead here. We can let this resolve. It is a targeted ability. Or we could convince them to attack with some other stuff. We don't want to risk them just drawing dive down. Yeah, weighing the pros and cons here. I don't want to get too tricky. Let's just do depths before that thing gets hexproof. You know, at the very least, they're going to be able to play it again. They're using black mana. Might be their only mark in the deck. No, they have another mark. Oh no. But we know what their other card is. So we can take this hit and then hit back for 3 pirates. And I'm not sure if they have a good answer to that. They need to draw something pretty powerful. Look at how good Beckett Brass is when she gets going. Wouldn't have believed it. And they'll just take all of it because they want to keep their Siren Lookout, which makes sense. They go to 1. I'm not sure if we could have squeezed out that damage anyhow. I'm not even sure why we're playing this Horncrest, but why not? Why not? The safest play out of everything, I believe, is to take this aerialist, because they could have bounce and they could have a +1/+1 spell, but just because we can't block this lookout, we'll cast that. Well, that's a good start. It means they don't have anything else. Pirate's Prize, yeah. Beckett Brass gets there again. It's really a shame we didn't get to show the foil one. But you all saw it, and that's what counts. We would have never drafted the second one if we didn't pick the first one. It is really hard to mulligan a hand with Opt and a foil Beckett Brass. So, all things considered, the 5-lander stays. Bonded Horncrest. Gee, I guess there are worse cards in our deck, but that is a bit too slow. Yeah, Sailor of Means is much better. I'll get red out there. I mean, it's not a slow card in general, but when you have 2 creatures in your hand, you don't want one of them to say must attack with another creature in play. Perfect blocker for the companion. It seems like our deck is well suited to different matchups, whether it be against aggro or control or late game, early game. It's got a little bit of everything. Oh, and what now? Tillinolli's Knight. We can block all of this. Yeah, there's the guy that gains 2 life for dinosaurs in your hand. Oh, great. What to do? What to do? Beckett Brass, that's one they can try to kill. It might be safer just to play Prosperous Pirates here. And it even ramps us next turn, unlike Beckett Brass. See how many more dinosaurs they have floating about. Frenzied Raptor, that qualifies. Oh man. It's gonna be a tough one. Cool. Well, we might be able to trick them into not playing anything first main. And then ambushing the Pterodon Knight. I don't even know if we should attack with anything. It seems ill-advised here. Yeah, I'll just leave everything back. Priest reveals Frenzied Raptor again, I would imagine. Because why would they give us any different information? And it's neat to leave this open because you get to see how much life they've actually gained off it the whole game, because they could take damage and stuff. So far they have revealed it once. And now twice. And they are playing first main Paladin, so I guess they're not planning on coming in with the Knight. Oh, please come in with the Knight. Yeah, so it has flying now, and they misplayed it, so we're going to bounce Raptor Companion and swallow their Knight. Good night. Yoink. And we'll draw an island. And that's important because we don't need any of those. Alright, we can attack with the Sailor of Means. They can't attack into our other stuff, but the problem is they just block everything with it, or nearly. And we don't get to kill very much. On the other hand, they're not really able to attack through our prosperous pirates. And they know we have like infinite mana up. So, well, I guess they're accepting this anyway. Yeah, that was a good block. Let's kill the knight. I mean, we know they have... tell you what, let's kill the paladin. It's a better blocker. Not a super well thought out attack. Because now we don't have the critical mass of pirates. Okay, so they have a bunch of dinosaurs now, but only the dinosaurs we knew about. Ooh, that lets us make a good attack. I think. I could be wrong. But let's send prosperous pirates in there. And basically they can go Frenzied Raptor, Vampire Token. Which does kill two things. Even if they're not altogether amazing on their own. So we just kill those two things, and then we get a third little thing out of the mix. And it looks like we want to kill the priest, so they don't keep gaining a million life this game, and it doesn't tutor up the best dinosaur in their deck, because that's what it's about to do for 5 mana. Rummaging Goblin, that'll be hard to beat too, since we're not going to kill them anytime soon. Arcane Adaption off the top. Wait, what? Oh, of course, they just have a dinosaur. So I think blocking this makes sense. Now we have a better blocker, but out card advantaging this Rummaging Goblin is going to be difficult. Definitely bringing in Dual Shot. It takes down the Awakening Sun, the Raptor Companion, and the Goblin. And that is plenty. Ooh, here we get a cute little attack. A cheeky little pinch for 2. Oops, almost returned something I wasn't supposed to. Well, we're still in this for sure. Storm Sculptor was a great draw, and now Arcane Adaption is not even dead. Okay. Alright, there's still a way to get value out of Arcane Adaption, and it's called Siren's Ruse. Easy, we just play Arcane Adaption and then Siren's Ruse the Storm Sculptor to unlock it. And they're just gonna get so much value from this Rummaging Goblin. It feels completely unfair, because it is. Lightning Strike. Should we fire that at the Rummaging Goblin? I think we do. I think we just kill that. I know the Hammer Skull is great, but they can't really attack with it on this board. And we're at high enough life that, I mean, it's the Goblin I'm worried about. I'm just getting a hit for 1 here. Yeah. Pirate's Prize. I'm glad that's in the deck now. It's not always good. Yes, Arcane Adaption. That's step number 1. Charging Monstrosaur. Alright, we're doing it. Oh my god. Even the Charging Monstrosaur is going to be a pirate. Oh, it's too good. We're literally winning this game because of Arcane Adaption. So when we hit with the monster sword, it's going to count towards Beckett Brass. Not to mention it'll be a 6/6. Trample. Yeah, get wrecked. Pirate force, assemble. It's a little too... It's still pretty awkward here. We don't get to attack with Sailor of Means. They could have a pump spell to take out the Lookout. They could also have Settle the Wreckage. I mean, we're meeting them in the finals here. It's not 100% that they're 2-0 like us, but they try to pair things up to work that way. Maybe we just come in with the Monster Soar alone. No, I think we come in with both. Settle the Wreckage. It's gotta be. They literally always have it. No, I guess they don't have it here. Starting to catch up in life, though. We know about those things. They've gained 6 life off of them. What now? Legion's Judgment. Well, I'm glad we got the hit in. And more land. So they've got a big old Firebrand that tangles with the Sailor of Means. And they're not going to block our 3/4, so they want to chip in for 1 here. Oh, I really want to win this tournament. Beckett Brass. Lookout's Dispersal. They've got a lot of lands there. Lookout's Dispersal has seen better days. But it is a nice insurance policy against like a big turn of pumping the Firebrand and getting some other stuff done. And you're playing, you know, your unfriendly fire. We could counter that. We can even counter a 4-drop here. I always forget this is not Mana Leak. It counters unless they pay 4. And they can pump up the Firebrand enough to kill the Sailor of Means. And then they can use... Yeah, they can use the Hammer Skull to attack past Beckett Brass to get in 5 more than us, and they start winning the race. So that means, what this means is we have to start leaving back our Siren Lookout or draw another good card. Yeah, why don't we just draw another good card? I'll take it. Pump that guy a bunch of times here. 4 times? Sounds about right to me. 4 times now, and then 5 or, well, 6 times next turn even. Oh yeah, cast something real big. That'll do. So I'm wondering if we even need the second Brass in our deck, the second copy of Beckett Brass. It has been good to draw our 1 copy. Actually, why not? You know, because now we can sacrifice it. Now it doesn't even matter. They think they're so smart here. Alright, take 3. Oh, I love it. It's too good. So at least we got that off. This opponent, if we beat them, they'll know they lost to the double Beckett Brass Arcane Adaption deck. The fabled double Beckett Brass Arcane Adaption deck. Mountain. Alright, finally we miss. It was bound to happen eventually. They get to pump that thing. They're doing 7 next turn. Do we try to trade off our Lookout with the Firebrand? Because that could be our next play. Or do we get greedy here? Honestly, I think we get greedy and attack. Because if they attack, then we're attacking back for 6. They don't know what we have in hand. We could draw something good. It's close. Right, 4 pumps, that's 7 damage. If they use all the pumps. And they might not. And then again, they might. Okay, let's just yield to these until end of turn. They're going to leave some of it back, and that's a good sign, because without much more going on, they can only do 7 next turn. Bishop Soldier changes it a little bit. What happens if we attack with both here? They double block Beckett Brass, they take 3, and they lose their soldier. If we attack with the Lookout, they can attack with everything next turn, and we can kill the Bishop Soldier and they lose. Yeah, it's getting real dicey. What if they have something like Sure Strike? 5, 6, 7, 8. They can kill us with just the Firebrand. Yeah, looked it over here. And because they didn't pump one more time, they can't even draw land. So it's 6, 7. We can just block the Bishop Soldier and survive here. And we've got to go for it. I mean, their card quality's probably a little bit better than ours in the deck. Plains doesn't do it. If they're holding back Skyblade, what does that mean? They might have Vampire Zeal, and that would finish us off here. You have to block here. So they pump up this guy the full way, and you'd figure they would use is it going to be Sure Strike 4? Oh, I know what it is. It's, yeah, it's Unfriendly Fire. Or not. I didn't know what it was. They went through both of our Beckett Brasses. Well, shoot. We're dead next turn. I guess they don't know we're dead next turn. So maybe they make a mistake. But yeah, those first few draws, I guess they've drawn one more card than us, but it was enough. Siren's Ruse would be so good here. Oh, they didn't attack with the Skyblade. Live to fight another day. Okay. We're at 1. Another Monstrosaur off the top. Oh no. They've got Mazavith now. Spires of Erazka flipping, and we're going to draw another land, or, yeah, spell. Okay. Let's give it to them. I expect they will attack with a creature, and that will be impossible to deal with. We could bring in Demolish. And what did I say? Dual shots for all of those 1-drops? I got Wily Goblin. It's a little too hard to set up. Arcane Adapt. It could have been good that game. We haven't yet seen Boneyard Parley, but that could also be pretty good. Demolish. Demolish deals with Thematic Compass, which we kind of do care about and kind of don't. We'll be on the play, so we can leave in Pirate's Prize. Double Beckett Brass. Wow, what a game. They even beat Charging Monstrosaur, so you got to give them credit. Credit where credit is due. Let's go down. Let's do one dual shot. I think that's fair. Wow, all the blue one drops. You don't always see a hand like this outside of Constructed or something, but I think it's worth keeping here. Storm Tamer on 1, and then we could even hold up Counter Magic on turn 2. Counter Magic plus Opt. More than likely we'll just play another Storm Tamer and keep up Opt. Alright, Storm Tamer number 1. Because there's not too much I'm afraid of on turn 2 from this deck. There's some turn 3 things that are a bit more scary. But Beckett Brass, if she ever comes down, it's going to be great. Pirates, it's got to be bottom here. We need colorful and plentiful lands more than anything. Another Beckett Brass. Sorry, Beckett Brass. Maybe she'll get reanimated one day. I'll leave one Storm Tamer back, as if we're going to block. The 1 damage shouldn't matter. And it might be an option here, since Beckett Brass is at least 2 turns out. They really don't like this Storm Tamer. Yeah, I guess we block here. I like that trade. At least I think I do. Not sure about all this nonsense. I'm not sure what to do about this nonsense. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Siren's Ruse the Lookout after combat to try to hit a land. And we get a land and explore Boneyard Parley. I'm sorry. That is not going to... that's not going to do it here for us. But now they know about it. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that worked. I would say that worked out. Running out of cards, but we get to block the Firebrand. We don't really need to. Like, imagine drawing black next turn. See what they'll just get in 2 damage, and then we can counter whatever 4-drop they want to cast here. Sure. Come on, swamp off the top, that'd be something. Oh my gosh. It's our only swamp. Alright, we did it. Skill shot. So now they have to leave back old Fathomfleet Firebrand old boy here, or girl, or whatever it is. So that we don't just kill them. You know what they're going to have. They're going to follow up with 2 damage toward Storm Tamer, and it's going to hurt. Yeah. It's going to be soul crushing. We could counter the ability, but that defeats the purpose there. Pirate's Prize. All right. Can't be too sad about how this is shaping up. And anything we could cast would require using the treasure anyway. We've used all our 1-drop blue things. Ooh, Lightning Strike. I could get in 6 here. Let's do it. We've got all our colors to begin with, and now it's 2 hits in the air. And again, they'll probably want to leave Firebrand back. Yeah, they're at 4 life with a Shining Aerosaur and no way to pump. So I think we've just about done it here. If only we had more of the right colored mana. No real reason to sacrifice Beckett Brass to Shining Aerosaur. If we attack with both, they just block, add Beckett Brass with the Aerosaur, and it makes Shining Lookout, or Siren Lookout rather, a bit smaller. Yeah. It's the trouble with those Aerosaurs blocking. And let's kill it. Phew, okay. Yeah, wait, we have 2 swamps in the deck? Oh, I lied. I thought we only had 1, so it wasn't all that crazy to have drawn it off the top there. Half as crazy as I thought. I was thinking the only way to cast our Parley would be off some treasures, but at the same time, that is the most likely way anyway. That must have been what I was thinking. So they're in a rough spot here. They have options, 3 cards in hand. I can't picture all of them being lands. Oh no, Watley? Why do they get mythics? We're the only player allowed to have mythics. And they have a mythic? It's totally unfair. So they know they're casting Watley, but the real question is what to do with it. Do they sacrifice it to kill Beckett Brass? Do they gain 2 life? Or do they make a little dinosaur thing? That's really tough, because if they make a dinosaur thing, they lose Watley. Yeah, this is the mode I was most worried about. But the nice part is we can just come at them. They have to block the Firebrand here. Shoot, that is tough. Okay, I've done it. We just have to go after Watley here. It does pin them, so they have to block if we go after them. But we're definitely attacking Watley with our Siren Lookout to get it down to 2 loyalty, so it can't kill Beckett Brass. So given that Admiral Beckett Brass can't kill them, we attack Watley with Beckett Brass, and it's a higher priority objective than 3 damage to them. We use all these big words here. Yeah, so they do lose their only creature, and we will give them all the information we have by playing another land, which we didn't really need to there, but hey. So what else might they have? They could just have another big creature and +2 on Huatli. That's probably the worst for us. Just charging Monstrosaur plus Huatli, or a Shining Aerosaur would be pretty good. They go up to 9. They take 8, but they can't save Huatli here without 2 creatures and plussing her. What would do it? I guess another Paladin of the Bloodstained would do it. That would make our attack really bad. Huatli goes down to 1. They can trade with Beckett Brass and chump the 5/5 and go up to... Oh, shoot. They'd be at 10 after that, and Huatli would be at 1, and we would have less stuff in play. Buccaneers finding a Pterodon Knight. So it is 3 power, and that means they're gaining a lot of life off this Planeswalker of theirs. There's the second creature, too. You don't always see that mode of it. Demolish, great. I'm going to save that because the Thematic Compass could potentially be a thorn in our side here. Right, well, once again, we are going to try to pick off this Huatli, and their life total isn't as important. We're going to get Huatli down to 1, and they can either chump or trade with our Horncrest here. They're just going to chump it. I guess that's what I prefer. But we need to keep Huatli low enough so it can't become a removal spell. The life isn't all that annoying. If we knew they had a 2-drop, we could have played Demolish there. Oh, they put Pterodon Knight in the graveyard. So they drew pretty well here, and Demolish wouldn't have helped us. All right, Huatli, you've done enough, okay? It's time to meet your end. Island, huh? Goodbye, Huatli. Watch them top deck a dinosaur. That would just be justice for us. 3-1. Okay. Don't want to trade there. Dispersal is okay. And if we do Dispersal, we can counter Thematic Compass. I mean, sorry, if we do Demolish, we can counter Thematic Compass. Do we win this race? They attack for 4 a turn. I guess we have to hold back Siren Lookout. And that makes me want to not Demolish, because the game could drag on quite a bit longer. And I really want to save it for the Compass. Even though Demolish does make Lookout's Dispersal better. Wow, this is really tough. I'm gonna save it and just not attack. We've got to counter their first big dinosaur, and we don't even counter the 2-drop dinosaurs here. One more. Come on. And we threw away all our late game, the Boneyard Parley and such. God, the Firebrand is a good draw for them. Frankly, that's enough of a reason for me to demolish a mountain. Let me just play another mountain. Fine. Now, They're going to do this nonsense, which is fair. We're not going to be able to race that thing, so let's just trade it off. And if we have to, we'll trade off Beckett Brass. Monster Soar. Is that something we can afford to attack with here? Yeah, let's just attack with it. The only way they kill it is by losing their 3/3. And they think they're going to win the late game here. They might. Block with everything. Yeah, let's kill the two big ones. Hope they don't draw Thematic Compass immediately. Frenzied Raptor. I should have countered that. Why didn't I counter it? I'm looking at my time and we're a little bit low. Okay, Sailor of Means deals with it well enough, I suppose. And now they don't think we have counter magic. Still should have countered it for sure. Bring it on, Raptor. Because it's not that likely we get to counter anything else in this game here. Oh, well, that's not bad. That is not bad. I'm going to hold that up. Geez, what game is this? I think this is game 2. Yeah, it is game 2. So we need to... we do actually need to speed up a bit. Can't counter that thing. We also have to be careful to hold up our tricks. Rummaging Goblin. Okay. Can't counter that dude. And we didn't put in our second dual shot, so it's not looking great for us. Thematic Compass, and we just can't counter it. Maybe they'll deck themselves. They'll use it to find more things, because it definitely flips this turn. They know we're not attacking, so they might as well use it here. Been our last chance to attack. But on the other hand, we're still Bonded Horncrest. Yeah, I guess that's fine. We can't counter it. This Mazavith does add mana. Great. So maybe they're going to use Priest. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. I think we just bounce the Horncrest, and they're going to hold it and gain life off it. If we can counter it on the way down, we will. Oh, no. They played the extra land. It's like they're playing around this card that they have no reason to. Of course, I mean, they do have a reason to, but it's still annoying. Attack with one of these. They might just Spires it. But if not, we'll kill this stupid hatchling. and a priest. At this point, the Rummaging Goblin, while increasing their quality, is just going to help mill them faster than we get milled. That was our chance to counter something, that Frenzied Raptor. 7 more turns of this. If they attack with the Horncrest, we come out pretty well. Actually, they should really just attack with everything. If it's just the Horncrest, we get a good block here. So if they attacked with these two, we couldn't have made that block. Take a whole bunch of extra damage. Come on, Mountain, okay. So yeah, things went wrong here. Not countering the Frenzied Raptor. To be fair, we wouldn't have been able to if we hadn't demolished earlier, but then also not demolishing when we could. 3, just got a block here. We're at 2. We lose 2. Well, we just lose. It was a fun tournament. I'm glad we at least made it to the finals. Got all our lands in play here. What is this? 14 out of 16. So about right for this many cards drawn. And having to see these early instead of lands, our deck had a lot more potential in it. We never got to use Boneyard Parley the whole time. It was just so far from castable early in the game. So thank you for watching, and good luck in your drafts.